So before I get into this video, I want to say the Blackout Club is a game that is best experienced going into blind. This video will contain spoilers of the game. With that being said, let's get into the video. You know, it's rare to find a cooperative horror game that really keeps... It's very hard to find a horror game that really keeps me on the edge of my seat. The Blackout Club is truly something special in my opinion, and today we're going to take a quick look as to why. When I say special, I mean it does stand out from the rest of all these cooperative horror games. Most of the time, these games will say they're scary, they're challenging, atmospheric, immersive, and sometimes these horror games are very scary and atmospheric and challenging. But when you add a second, third, or fourth player into the equation, things can get kind of tricky. Fortunately for us, the Blackout Club manages to have a perfect mix of all four. Now look, before I talk about this game, this is first off not a paid promotion. I just think that this game has potential, and I want to talk about, of course, the pros, but also the cons and what this game can do better. If you want to try it for yourself, I highly recommend you do that before you watch this video. It's $15 on Steam, but it is an early access game, so keep that in mind that it is going to be subject to change. It came out October 30th, and they continue to add updates to the game. If you want to support the developers, I highly recommend it. So, what is the Blackout Club? This is a first-person cooperative horror game centered around a group of teenagers, kinda like something else we all know and love. Basically, these kids are investigating what goes on in their own town at night. There are a lot of things that go down when it's nighttime in this town, this small town. And these kids are basically going to be the ones investigating, getting to the bottom of it, and why everyone acts so strange at night. 1 to 4 players explore procedurally generated missions against a fearsome enemy, and whom you can only see with your eyes closed. Look, okay, the last time I was actually a bit scared and was on edge playing a cooperative game, it's gotta be Halo 3. Like, damn, the flood terrified me as a kid, okay? Don't blame me. But this game does an excellent job of that. With that being said, though, I'm not gonna say this game is by any means perfect, but I do think this is an awesome original idea that it does very much so well work in this game. And it definitely works with the core mechanics of the game as well. This game is still in development, you gotta keep that in mind. Look, I've played this game for 5 days now, and I'm saying that there are some things that could do better, but there's always room for improvement. The game gets its name from a group of kids that continue to black out. When you get in the game, there's a prologue, you should play it, and they'll explain that to you. Basically, these kids live in a town on the outskirts of normal civilization. At night, the whole town turns upside down. None of the parents believe them when they talk about this. These kids feel like no one believes them. What they see is not actual reality, which brings into a lot of really cool theories about this game that it could all just be in their head. When the idea of a game is so good, they can already make theories like that, and they've already been on Reddit. I've already been seeing some theories on Reddit about this game. That's when you know you have a great story at hand. And of course, you can always build on the game. So at night, all of the parents become sleepwalkers. They're gonna be your main enemies. Their minds have been taken over by the shape. The only way they can catch you is if they hear you, so be quiet, stay on your toes. I'll get into the shape a little bit later. But long story short, these kids you play as have been blacking out from this very thing for a while now and decided to make a club for all these kids, hence the name, the Blackout Club. All the kids that have been blacking out come together, they have a little hideout, and yeah, it's a beautiful thing. It really does remind me a lot of Stranger Things. It's a really good feeling. Their goal is to gather evidence, prove to the rest of the world they aren't crazy, and that there's a greater power at work, which is the Shape, who is basically the main baddie in this game. He's the one that controls the minds of all the walkers, like I said before. The trick is that this monster in this specific game is you can only see him when you have your eyes closed. It is quite an interesting, unique mechanic for the game, and you actually are able to close your eyes when you need to. At default, it's Z on the keyboard, in case you're wondering. The Shape won't come after you immediately, it will be after you sinned many times, which sins in this game are basically pushing a walker, tasing him, stunning him, doing some sort of harmful thing. You do that enough, the Shape will be on your ass faster than gravy. When you go into the town at night, your objective is always changing. It's either rescuing kids that are blacked out, gathering posters to promote the club, all the way to recording evidence with your phone for later use. So before getting into the pros and cons, it is really easy to add stuff and fix things to an already good game. Hence the reason why I'm making this video. I think this game has an amazing start. You can always progress and add things later and fix small things. Unless you start with something that's really garbage, it's like imagine adding all these cool accessories to a plane that will just never fly. So with that being said, there are some pros and cons. The idea of the monster, semi-original. I think it's pretty good. I do like the idea. I had to close your eyes to see the monster. It keeps you on edge, it keeps you scared. You nailed it. The game is highly polished for being a game that's still in development. I haven't run into any bugs yet, and that is kind of a miracle. Immersion with friends, tension with friends. all great. The map is quite impressive for a game that's still in the works. Like I said before, the game really challenges you. You have to think before you do and plan out your moves. So there are some cons, not just pros. I'm not gonna suck this game's so hard. The enemies can definitely be improved upon, mainly on the tracking. The shape has an issue finding you sometimes. It kind of ruins the immersion. Is he really stuck?
I don't know.
What is he doing over there? The nightly objectives tend to become monotonous and boring at times. They need more variations, possibilities. In summary, I think the Blackout Club has great potential. I would like to see some of these things improved upon in the future updates. Other than that though, I would recommend you guys check it out for yourself. It's $15 on Steam. Support the creators if you like the idea of the game. I think that it's probably one of the most original ideas I've seen for a little while, and honestly one of the only cooperative games that I can play with my friends, actually have a fun time and get spooked, plan out my attacks, kind of think about things. It's a good lesson in life nowadays to think before you do, and a game like this is great because it teaches the kids of the next generation to do that. So with that being said, I would like to give this game 7 Kevin Spaceys out of 10. In all seriousness, I really had a fun time playing this game for the last couple days, diving into it, writing this script, kind of just talking about how this game really is kind of groundbreaking in a way. I have never seen a cooperative game do a great job at having immersion, a challenge, and the joy, of course, of being a great cooperative game. Keep up the great work, guys. The Blackout Club could potentially be a pretty awesome game. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. My name is Cole James or CJ. Hope you guys enjoyed. Feel free to leave a like down below, and if you guys want to, subscribe to join the Feline pack today, and that would be pretty gay. Not in the bad way, because gay is a way of saying I'm happy. And I'll see you tomorrow. Have an awesome day, stay sexy, stay cool, and peace out.